Welcome to the Clayton House Kitchen. I'm gonna make Lord's Supper bread with you. Dell and Sarah came to me and asked if there was any way that I'd be willing to share how to make the Lord's Supper bread with our church members, since y'all are at home and you're not able to take the Lord's Supper together. We can take it at home and still remember. It's kind of sad and kind of weird not having everybody together at Easter time, but this also is very special and unique, and we can just embrace what it is. So the things you're going to need to do: first off, you need to preheat your oven to 450, and then you're going to need a half a cup of flour. So I already have mine pre-measured. Then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then 2 tablespoons of warm water. Okay, and then you can use a fork to stir it. If you want, you can add some salt to it if you'd like. It's not necessary. Okay, once it's kind of blended a little bit, you're gonna get your hands dirty, and you're gonna get that dough and clean. You can clean that bowl out with the dough, and then you're gonna knead it until it's well combined. So you're just gonna knead it and mix it really good. It'll be nice and soft and nice and smooth. So while I'm making the Lord's Supper bread, I like to pray. And a lot of times I remember the Easter story and what the Bible says, and it's a really sweet time to make the Lord's Supper bread, and especially knowing that I'm making it for my church family. It really is a blessing. There's just so many things that when you're making it, it's just sweet little love notes, sweet reminders of what the sacrifices of Jesus, his life, and all that he's done for us. So once you have your bread mixed well, then you can sprinkle a little bit of flour on your tabletop, and then you're going to roll it out. And you need to roll it out real thin, nice and smooth. Just roll it out real thin. If you keep this bread kind of thick, it's not very pleasant to eat because it'll start swelling as you're eating it. That's not fun. And since you're making this for your family, you do not have to make the little squares like I do for our church services. You can actually make Lord's Supper wafers. And I think this is a sweet way to make them, because you can actually, as you're doing the Lord's Supper and you're remembering, you can actually break the pieces off in remembrance. So we're going to make circle crackers. Whenever I make mine, I do stripes through mine, and I go ahead and score it before I bake it, and so it reminds me of the stripes of him being beaten and what the whips would have looked like on his back. But for the wafers, we're going to pierce it, so you can think while you're piercing it that he was pierced for our transgressions. So you need a round cookie cutter to make these circle crackers. I'm going to use our QC cup to make mine, just because I think that would be neat. I'm going to roll this one out a little bit thin. I had some dough already ready. Okay, and then you try to make as many circles out of it as you can. You also can roll the dough back up in a ball and then roll it back out again to make more. But I'm going to stop right there. I've got enough pieces for our family. So then you're going to put them on, I have mine on parchment paper. You can put it on foil or just straight on the pan. And because this has oil in it, it does not stick to the pan. And then you're going to take your fork and you're going to pierce it. to remember, you know, the ultimate sacrifice he made for us. Again, as I make it, it's very humbling. So once you pierce it and it's ready, you can stick it in the oven. It will bake anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes depending on how hot your oven cooks. But right now it's ready to go in the oven, so when you put it in and it's ready, it'll come out in the round cracker. And I look forward to virtually online taking the Lord's Supper with my church families as we remember the sacrifice Christ gave for us from our own homes. Love y'all, and I can't wait to see you back in the church service.